Yo, what up, family? It's the Swagu podcast. We back. It's Wednesday. Wednesdays are, better known as Hump Day, but ultimately Wednesdays are for news on the Swagu podcast. Things to get to. Your midweek chill and relax. Remember to like, subscribe, follow. We on YouTube as well. Tap into the page, leave comments. Also send questions. We love questions. We actually love talking to y'all and answering some of y'all questions. But today we got a lot to get to. Don't want to hold you long, but I want to hold you strong, man. Last but not least, Marcus Spears, aka Swagu, had a hell of a week. I'm gonna tell y'all why. The week was phenomenal. All right, let's get to it, man. Sports is the most beautiful thing ever. Let me just hit the treetop, right? Bronny last night, absolutely amazing to watch it happen. It was something for me that since this conversation started a couple years ago with Bron potentially playing with his son, I was like, that ain't gonna happen. Bron gonna play till he's 40. And then I didn't know if the Bronny side would work out and he would get into the NBA. But last night we witnessed history. It was a beautiful thing too, because Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. was at the game. I think they took a picture. It's probably going to become one of the most iconic pictures in the history of sports. But to see them two check into the game is something that I don't think will ever be matched in the NBA ever again. Now, if you sitting here telling me that the sport will evolve and dads will eventually start playing with sons consistently, then we'll have a conversation years and years from now. But as of right now, this is the coolest thing to ever happen in sports when it comes to a family affair. Yes, there has been brothers. I understand Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. There were more brothers and family members play together, but not in the NBA, not basketball. You're not supposed to actually be able to play basketball that long. So shout out to Bron and Bronny doing his thing to get to that point. And then J.J. Redick on the sideline coaching. It's a crazy world we living in, but you got to love it because it's sports. I think as a father, Bron was like, yo, put all that dad and son to the side. We got to go try to win the game. All right. I would be remiss if I mentioned how well AD played last night. I saw AD going hard. I saw AD hollering, blocking shots. It looked like this team is defensively going to change the way they do things, so it's phenomenal. But Bron and Bronny was the story of the night, and you could hear the announcers. You could hear Ian Ingle, Ernie, and the guys on TNT talked about it. It's just like, I guess when you're living in the moment, I don't want to say we take it for granted, but I don't think we have full appreciation until years from now we realize what we witnessed happen. And when the man came in the league, he said, I'm a witness. That's what everybody was going to be. Bron has done phenomenal things. Bron is going to do phenomenal things. Seeing Savannah, LeBron's wife, Savannah James, sitting up in the stands with Zuri, and obviously feeling that family's excitement, feeling that family's pride, and how proud they are. Very tight-knit group. Bryce James was in there as well. I got to mention the whole family. It was just a beautiful moment that I enjoyed. Shout out to the Lakers for making it happen. Shout out to Bron and Bronny. Now, with all that being said, y'all know Swagu. Gotta go win some games, man. Gotta go win some games. Expectations in LA is mixed bag. Is this team good enough? Will they compete in the West? Will they have a shot to get to the finals? Yeah, because Bron on the team. And y'all know how I feel about Bron. Feel like with Bron on the team, you got a chance to win. Period. Even at 39. 39 years old playing with a 20-year-old son on the same NBA team. And let's just enjoy. Let's just enjoy. It's only the fourth time this has happened in major sports. It's been 2 in baseball, 1 in hockey. They do play a long time in hockey. And then Bron and Bronny. It's not supposed to happen in the NBA though, y'all. I'm just telling you right now. It's a crazy world when it happens in the NBA. Vince Carter played 22 years. Could have potentially happened with him. That's long enough to get your son in the league, but Vince didn't have his son play with him on the same team in the NBA. I mean, that's crazy. All right. Bronny, congratulations, man. Give him a shout out. Shout out, shout out, shout out, shout out, shout out. All right. Since we since we got the Bronny, I wanted to get to that right off the top. We got a lot of stuff happening in the NFL, man. A lot of stuff. Teams are positioned, and you see it like it get halfway through the season that all right, we need this and we need that and we need that. D Hop finally went to Kansas City. I've been asking for this for 2 years. D Hop, DeAndre Hopkins was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs, and boy, did they need a wide receiver. And did Patrick Mahomes need a guy that he could rely on outside of Travis Kelce? Well, he got him. He got him. That red area about to be a mess in Kansas City. We know that Andy Reid knows how to find pieces, add them, and then they become impact players. Whether that's having a tremendous impact on the entire season or when you get to the playoffs, figuring out a way to get these guys the ball and let them and allow them to be playmakers. Now, so when Hop decided to go to the Tennessee Titans, when we were in this conversation a year ago or 2 years ago, maybe a year ago, about where he should go, I was screaming Kansas City. Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas City. And I get it. Kansas City was like, look, we got this dude, Rishi Rice. We think he can be a number one wide receiver. We also got Travis Kelce. And oh, by the way, we're probably going to win a Super Bowl no matter what. So we're not going to go after D-Hop right now. But now at this point, the way they've been playing the first half of the season, they needed a wide receiver. Rishi Rice went out. They signed Marquise Brown. Marquise Brown got injured, out for the season. And they love Xavier Worthy, but he's a rookie. You got to bring some veteran presence in there so you could be multiple offensively. Kareem Hunt in the backfield has been a godsend. They've been running the ball really well. But D-Hop coming over is those type of moves that we've seen the Chiefs make here in the recent history that tells you that they understand now we're positioned into three-peat. Golly. If these people win 3 Super Bowls, bro, are we going to have to call Pat Mahomes the greatest of all time? Y'all just tap in. It's never happened. I know Brady got all of those, but are we going to have to call Pat Mahomes the greatest of all time if they win 3 consecutive Super Bowls back to back to back? That's a great vote question. I want to know. We're going to put it up on the Swagu podcast X on Twitter. Some of y'all know it's Twitter. X. If Pat Mahomes wins a 3rd consecutive Super Bowl, will he be the greatest quarterback of all time? I know what Tom Brady did. I want to know what y'all say. Juju Smith-Schuster also banged up. They needed wide receiver help. They got a really good one who can catch and still can play at a very high level. Still. At one time, D-Hop was being regarded as the best wide receiver in the league. He still got that talent in there. Man, I'm telling y'all, it's shaping up. From one wide receiver to the next wide receiver, that broke my heart, man. And I know a lot of y'all too in the football community, regardless of if you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan or you just a fan of football, a fan of good players, a fan of good people. Chris Godwin, dislocated ankle, out for the season. We saw it against Tampa Bay and Baltimore. First, let me address this. Actually, Chris, prayers to you, bro. Sending shout outs. Hopefully it's a successful surgery and you can get back and be who you were before you left the field. It's another injury, another situation you got to overcome. It's unfortunate, but you got a strong support system. You also are a great dude, and you also work hard as hell. So I have every full expectation that you'll be able to return. I hope you are able to return being the Chris Godwin we know. Long journey, man. Long journey. Long journey, but I think you built for it, man. I think you built for it. So that's just a little love coming from Swagu, man, just telling you keep your head up. A lot of people praying for you. Hopefully through this situation, because we know you went through an ACL, and hopefully through this situation you're able to first get over this initial blow of not being able to compete the rest of the season, because you love being on the field, but also take some time to get some other parts of your body right, get the ankle right, and we just wishing you good luck from the Swagu podcast, man. It's a big blow to Tampa. Chris Godwin was everything to this offense. Him and Mike Evans, obviously, but Chris was the guy you put the ball in his hands and he makes it happen, run after catch. Really good blocker. Across the middle of the field, wide receiver. Was second in the NFL in receiving yards, had 50 catches. Had the most catches at that point. It's just the impact that he has and had on this offense, the comfort level that Baker Mayfield had with him in critical situations. He was the intermediate screen guy, get the ball in his hands, and Mike was take the top off the defense. And shout out to Mike Evans, too. Mike was trying to play on a hamstring that was already difficult. We saw him catch his 100th touchdown, but now it's seeming like he's going to have to miss some time. Hopefully it's not too significant, but I know it's a little time, 3 weeks, potentially 4 weeks. We just see, but losing that's your two-headed monster on offense outside of the running game that started to emerge in Tampa. But these two wide receivers, make no mistake about it, they are the ones that make it go. And you lose both of them in the game, one for the rest of the season, one for we don't know how long. But prayers up to my brothers, man, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Y'all get well, man. Football must go on. Baker Mayfield, time to step up, big dog. Got to figure it out. And this question about should he have been in the game? Yeah. Like, that's a conversation that goes. Let me explain real quick to y'all. That's a conversation that goes on the sideline between coaches is, do we still have an opportunity? If we score right now, do we have an opportunity to kick an onside potentially and get the ball back and make it a game? And those are the conversations that go on. Chris, I promise you, he didn't have a problem with being in the game. Now, hindsight, obviously, we all reactionary to what happened on that play. And yes, it's a thought. Should you have thought about taking your starters out? Yeah, you should have thought about it, but that wasn't the decision that was made, because Bowles obviously felt like the game was still in reach because they could have made a big play. And that big play could have been made by Chris Godwin. So I'm sure that was the train of thought. I didn't look at it when it happened as something egregious and been like, man, he should have been out there. I didn't look at it like that. You could make an argument for it, obviously, but I didn't look at it. I looked at it as, oh, they still, like, potentially you get a score here, you may be able to get back in this game or at least put some pressure on Baltimore. So, yeah, that's one of them ones where you just got to, you realize that football is football and those things are going to happen. Did not have a problem with the Roquan tackle. Just unfortunate, man. Unfortunate. Unfortunate for the Bucs, man. Unfortunate. Chris, get well. Mike, get well. Tampa, keep going. Baker, step up, man. This is actually a golden opportunity for you to lead some guys and figure out where y'all go from here. Now let me get to the other side of the game, because these boys look like the monsters on offense. None other than the Baltimore Ravens, and two monsters. They got a lot of really good players on that offense, as we starting to find out. But the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, this combination, which I thought when they signed Derrick Henry and they initially said he was going to Baltimore, everybody said, well, they already run the ball well. So, not like this. Not like this. Y'all see what's happening now. The difference is Derrick Henry hits the home run ball. King Henry. He can hit the home run ball. He's pissed off about the 82-yard run that he got caught on, because usually he takes those to the end zone. And in a day and age where the running back is starting to reassert himself in the football, because a couple of years ago, the conversation was, do they have any value anymore? Well, We see it now. They got a tremendous amount of value, playing at a very high level all over the league. But Derrick Henry is the one shining star that's getting it done. He on pace for 2,000 yards. Crazy. 200 plus yards more than anybody else in the league. That is insane. We in week 8, 9, whatever week we in. Man, it's 17 weeks in the season, man. How many yards he gonna have? I don't know if nobody can stop him. Not now. Like between him and Lamar, and the other thing is they both benefiting off each other. Don't get it twisted. Lamar is on his way to the MVP. I know people get mad when I put out there Derrick Henry MVP. I know people get mad, but he should be in the conversation 100%. But we know the way Lamar is playing, and we know how quarterbacks are looked at with that award. If Lamar keep on this trajectory and wins the MVP for the third time, that's going to be phenomenal. But it's because he's playing well, and he's playing well from the pocket, handling pressure, pushing the ball downfield, using his legs. They creating. Todd Monken doing a good job, y'all. Now, question is, when we get to the playoffs and potentially get to the AFC Championship, will you still carry that same identity of that two-headed monster with Lamar and Derrick controlling everything that's going on? And boy, Mark Andrews is waking up. Isaiah Likely is waking up. Rashad Bateman stepping up. Zay Flowers stepping up. I mean, it's just so many people. Justice Hill is a great change of him and Derrick Henry. Justice Hill's a backup running back. Him and Derrick Henry complement each other so well. Justice Hill, space guy, quick and shifted, but don't get it twisted. It's about Lamar and Derrick Henry. When you see them two names come across your game plan for the week, and they have all of these notes written down. This is how it happened in the NFL. They got all these notes about what we're going to do to stop them, what's their tendencies, what plays they run. Until you meet that physicality and that speed in person, you don't know what the hell to do. I'm just telling y'all. And with Lamar throwing the ball like this, 15 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, with him throwing the ball like this and feeling comfortable like this against pressure at me. It's hard to guard him. I said it last year, but I meant it. And then Kansas City came in and was the Chiefs of the Chiefs. I don't know if anybody can stop their offense unless they stop themselves, or unless you create some very timely turnovers, which the Chiefs did in that AFC Championship. But right now, the way this offense looks, it looks unstoppable. And it's because of that quarterback, but it's also because of that running back, King Henry and Lamar. That sounds like a law firm. Henry and Jackson. That's dope. Them two, man. I'm glad I don't play no more. I'm serious. When I look at Lamar and Derrick Henry, and I look at that offense and how difficult it is to stop, I'm so glad I don't play no more. That's one of the ones you see on the schedule. Be like, oh damn. Oh man, we got to deal with Derrick in physicality. We got to deal with Lamar in space. This is how your face look. Offense, y'all better go ball. NBA kicked off, man. Lamar and Derrick, y'all quit playing with people, man. Go on, try to, win your Super Bowl. I got to go to the NBA, though. NBA kicked off. I'm excited. There's 3 things I want to see in the NBA this year. One thing I want to see is how J.J. Redick coaches the Los Angeles Lakers. I want to see how throughout the season, when it gets tough, when you hit some adversity, all of that type of stuff, how does he handle it relationship-wise, head coach-wise? I'm interested to see because J.J. got a short fuse now. I'm interested to see if J.J. short fuse is going to cause some sideline disruption. Healthy respect for the pros, though. The dude, if you ever hear him talk about the NBA, he got a lot of admiration for the players that play up there. So I'm sure it's respectful. But JJ is a little bit, some anger stuff. I'm interested to see how that relationship with him and LeBron works out. But more importantly, how he is able to coach this team. They fired Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham went to the playoffs. He lost to a better team. But when you fire Darvin Ham and you hire J.J. Redick, your ass better at least make the playoffs. You got your guy in there, Miss Jeannie Buss. You got your guy in there. You wanted J.J. Redick. I'm sure Bron had to co-sign it. People in that organization now, yes, better get to the playoff at minimum. All right. The second thing I'm wanting to see, y'all, for me is Ja Morant. I want to see Ja Morant. Ja Morant was trending towards being the face of the league. I remember these conversations about is Ja Morant going to be the face of the league? And obviously his off the court stuff is absolutely has derailed that for right now. But will he get back? First of all, maturation process got to go on, Ja. You got to quit with the okay. I'm not trying to bring up old stuff, so we ain't gonna even hash it. But bro, you got an opportunity to be one of them ones. The talent, the marketability, the family dynamic, all of the stuff in place, man. You just got to handle your business. Because I think I feel comfortable in knowing that when you get on the court, you're going to handle your business. Job about to bring that old thing back. So dealt with some injuries as well, man. I'm looking forward to seeing Ja Morant play. I want to see Ja Morant get back to having the Memphis Grizzlies in that conversation for the team in the in the league that can go out and make it happen. And also yoking on somebody, man. We know we be wanting to see Ja dunk on 7-footer. I think Ja gonna go off. I ain't gonna lie. I think Ja gonna go off, man. And thirdly, it's a lot of other topics you can have in the NBA. Thirdly, though, them New York Knicks are very intriguing, y'all. And I want to have so many more topics because my man Ant Edwards don't have Cat no more. But I'm gonna go to the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, Cat. This team, this team is formidable. Mikal Bridges, this team is formidable, man. And I think Madison Square Garden, like last year, is gonna have a lot to be excited about. Spike Lee gonna be sitting over there going crazy. But I want to see this dynamic between Jalen Brunson and Cat, and I want to see if Cat not only gonna be the 3-point shooter he's been, but also a presence down in the box to create some more havoc for teams. They were a hard guard last year with Josh Hart, um, Obi. Like they suffered some injuries in that playoff series. Obviously, we remember that, but Jalen Brunson ascension, along with Cat, who we know is a really good high level 7-footer, they gonna defend because Thibodeau is he don't play that. You better get your ass on somebody and try to lock up. But they made moves that were super smart and to advance them, and I want to see. But we know what this comes down to in the NBA a lot of the times. Obviously, your role players have to step up in a major way, like we saw DiVincenzo do last year for them. Now DiVincenzo is obviously gone to the Minnesota T-Wolves. But Mikal Bridges defending, Mikal Bridges' ability to score and shoot it should help this team. I want to see the Knicks, man. I'm gonna actually go to a game in person and see the Knicks when I'm in New York for work. I want to see them on the floor together playing at a very high level. I'm excited about them. Shout out to my dog Worldwide West out there too. Um, I'm excited, y'all. I don't know if y'all know this. I love basketball. Maybe maybe I don't explain this enough to y'all how much I love basketball. So, a little bit of history. I played basketball at a very high level in high school. I was recruited to colleges all over the country. I actually had a dream of going to the NBA and the NFL, depending on which one worked out. The NFL became my central focus, but basketball has always been my love because I wasn't good at it at first. I had to work to get good at it. Football was kind of natural, big, fast, can catch. So they'll figure out a way to get you out there. That's why you see a lot of basketball players transition over into football. I know that there was this question going around about football players playing basketball, vice versa. Basketball players would absolutely switch over to football and have an easier time. Football players going to the NBA, bro. As much as we think we can hoop, I hoop in real life against real life NBA guys. That's a different animal. Plus the type of athletic athleticism that you need every time down the floor in the NBA is completely different from the NFL. Your coordination, and look, bro, I played in the NFL. It's some phenomenal athletes, some phenomenal hoopers in the NFL, but the transition is easier for guys playing in the NBA to go to the NFL. A lot of guys in the NBA played football at some point in high school too. Y'all don't think Russell Westbrook could be a DB? Y'all don't think LeBron could have been an elite wide receiver? Great hand-eye coordination, speed, tall as hell, big. We saw Antonio Gates come from basketball in college to go play and become a Hall of Famer with the Chargers. We've seen examples of that. We don't have examples of dudes deciding they third year in the NFL. You know what? I'm going to play in the NBA. That don't happen. Don't happen. We don't see dudes play football in college for 3 years and change their mind and say, you know what, I'm going to go play basketball, go to the NBA. But anyway, NBA is back, man. I love basketball. Basketball is my love. My son plays basketball. He's one of the top basketball players in the country in his class of 2027. 6'8" lefty. Hopefully one day, y'all, I can be sitting in the arena on the sideline watching my own son. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to focus on those 3 things. And lastly, I got to get out of here, man. But the WNBA just has exploded. And these women are now starting to understand not only their value in the marketplace, but their value as individuals that market themselves, but their value when it comes to the business model of basketball, especially women's basketball. The revenue has went crazy in the WNBA. We've seen more visibility. We've seen more marketing. We've seen an influx of interest into the game, and the money now, because the WNBA Players Union has opted out of the collective bargaining agreement to redo the collective bargaining agreement. And y'all, there is so much that it entails, from how you travel to how games are played to where games are played, all of that stuff. But the most important thing when you opt out of collective bargaining agreement, it means that somebody got some more money somewhere and we need to get a piece of that pie. And the players and those women in the WNBA decided to opt out the collective bargaining agreement to get to the table, which is to negotiate a new collective bargaining agreement based on the money that they see or the interest that they see coming into the game, so their salaries can increase. Now, women for a long time have had to go and supplement their income. Not for a long, well, still, but they have to go overseas to play basketball to supplement their income. And a lot of times for the top players, they go overseas and they make more money playing in those leagues than they do playing in the WNBA. So they leave the WNBA season after it's over, whether you go and win a championship or whether it ends, and then you go overseas and you play overseas for a team. And you make a lot of money, a lot more money than you make in the WNBA. But I'm sure those ladies would love to make enough money in the WNBA to not have to go overseas unless it's for vacation and to put their toes in the sand. So I'm interested to see how this WNBA collective bargaining agreement gonna come together. I'm super interested to see how much the money raises and what tier do they pay these women and how long the negotiation takes. We know that the NBA is obviously a part of the WNBA and involved, but two teams coming, they're expanding to other cities. But I'm super interested to see what these salaries look like after this new collective bargaining agreement is negotiated and they get back to playing in the WNBA. I have thoroughly enjoyed. First, shout out to the New York Liberty for winning the WNBA championship. But I have thoroughly enjoyed seeing this game grow and progress. And the women here at ESPN who cover it have been doing a phenomenal job. Janae Obumake, Andrea Carter, Elle Duncan. It's so many women that have helped grow the game through covering it and talking about it. It's been phenomenal. It's been a Wednesday, family. Swagu podcast, man. I just wanted to come and hit y'all with some sports topics. I didn't have, you know what I'm saying? I told y'all, I ain't got much to say. I ain't got much to talk. Oh, personal story. My daughter, last night, senior night, last volleyball game at home in high school. Y'all, it was emotional. It was emotional as hell, but I enjoyed it thoroughly. I love seeing her walk out. We was holding hands, you know how you owe you. It actually gave me thought process of when I potentially may have to walk her down the aisle to get married. So I was thinking about all of those things. But you know how you fold the arm, man. And she was so cute. She's so mature and beautiful and tall and has done a phenomenal job. She's one of my favorite girls. And I say one of that because my wife and my 11-year-old, they're two of my other favorite girls. But I had a chance to walk out for senior night. They won, about to start the playoffs. Hopefully they can get the state championship. That'll be 4 in her high school career if they finish the state championship. Speaking of women, man, women dope. Women dope. My daughter is dope. My wife is dope. My 11-year-old girl is dope. I love it. My mama is dope. My mama just turned 70, by the way. Sometimes I'll be giving y'all personal stories. We threw her a surprise party. She had no idea. Y'all, it was so touching. She cried. I thought she was gonna faint. We flew in her brothers and sisters and family, and they all were here. And we had a phenomenal time. I just gave y'all that story so y'all know what's going on in my life. But this has been the Swagu podcast. Remember to follow, like, subscribe. We on YouTube, anywhere you find your social media. Anywhere you find your podcast, any platform, you'll find us there. The Swagu podcast. It's been a lot of goings on. It's sports time now. We got the NBA back. We got the NFL back. Hockey just jumped off. You know what I want to do? Dan and Parker, my two producers on the podcast. I want to figure out a way to talk about hockey. So that means I got to learn some hockey. I want to figure out a way. I ain't talking about it long. Don't get it twisted. I'm not about to go into analysis about hockey, but I want to be able to say something about hockey. The Yankees and the Dodgers in the World Series. Shohei. Man, I think Friday we're going to have to dive into this baseball thing, man. Yeah. We're going to have to dive into this baseball thing. LA, New York, West Coast, East Coast, Shohei, Aaron, Judge. What more do you want? Mookie over there. I can't wait. Friday, we talk about the World Series. We going to turn up. This has been the Swagu Podcast. Much love, family. Y'all have a great day. Rest of the week. Friday, I'm going to tap in with y'all so we can get ready for the weekend. Peace and love.